Welcome everybody. Welcome everybody to the Blue House Bull session. Happy Wednesday to you. We are coming at you live from where am I? I don't know. I'm on the left side and Fuzzy here is on the stage right. Fuzzy here, stage right. To my right, my BFF, Uber Fuzzy. Welcome. Happy Wednesday. How are ya? I can't keep track of it anymore. It's too much.
What's weird on my screen, you're on that side. You're next to the white thing.
Yeah.
And on the stream, you're also there.
Yeah.
I bet it's totally not correct for you.
It is correct for me. It is incorrect for you because you're mirrored. On your stream together source, you're mirrored.
But on the actual stream...
Yes. Everywhere else it is correct. And I show up to your left because I am the first member of the stream together on mine. You're the first member of the stream together on yours. Technology's fantastic. I have to point over there where you're not. Yes. I'm like checking all my other displays. I have to point over there where you're not to point at you. Man. Technology
Clancy
amazing.
uses this all the time, too. How is he not just, stood on somebody's desk and say, fix this?
Everybody's camera settings are different, too. I think there are other things, not just in the web, that impact whether or not it mirrors your camera.
It's probably because somebody, at some point, hardware flipped their input source. Because they're tired of having it mirrored. I want to see what they see locally, not realizing it would, it's a double, triple agent.
Yeah, absolutely.
With cheese.
Absolutely. And I get the premise. You want to see not a mirrored image. You want to see the actual way that you look on the thing. Wait, no, you want to see the mirror image because that's what you're used to seeing of yourself. Your face looks funny if you don't look at it in a mirror. Anyway. I agree, 100%, wholeheartedly. The weather everywhere else that has been an absolute nightmare and catastrophe has been mildly inconvenient for us in a bunch of physical ways. The pressure's all off. The air is full of garbage. It's so humid that you can just grab fistfuls of the air outside and throw them at each other.
So, right when the hurricane was coming inland, and it was starting to hit Florida, but not too bad yet. But it wasn't. I had met up with my ex-partner, and she has family down in Georgia. Not in Atlanta proper, but fairly close to it. Just kind of they are in Atlanta like we are in Cleveland.
Yeah.
Geographically on the map, they're in Atlanta, but not really. And I'm like, hey, are they okay? Are they safe? I know they're very inland, but hurricanes get kind of funky. They're like, oh yeah. Just it's kind of raining. They're checking the pump in the basement, but they should be okay. And her sister had moved closer to the coast, not to Savannah, but something up the coast from it. I don't remember what city, but she went to Savannah and missed. But she moved to the coast. But for that week, they're like, hey, bad hurricanes. Let's go back and visit mom for a week.
Yeah.
She's like, oh no, they're fine. They're fine. They're gonna the inland hurricane that comes in. Well, apparently I asked that question a week too early. Because then the storm actually hit down there, and all hell broke loose way inland. You saw the Biltmore flooding and stuff. Well, that's all along inland got hit hard because of the way it sucked in, and then it came back around and all this shit. And Atlanta's all just fucked up.
Yeah.
Even them out that far because they're kind of closer to Lake Lanier. It's still a bit of a drive, but they're north-ish like that. And she's like, how did you wait, when did you ask me that question? Because shit's all fucked up now. If you would ask me that question today, it would have made sense.
Yeah.
Did you just like ask that a week too early? Like your time travel aiming is off? And I'm like, I don't know.
I'm good at understanding what's going to happen. What's happening is sometimes a struggle for me, but what's going to happen, oh, that's where I shine.
Yeah.
You got skills there.
Hey, Vitamin.
Welcome. Happy Wednesday. Yeah, no, it's been a mess and a half of weather. Danny's out in that area in the greater
Oh yeah.
one of them Carolinas at least, right? I don't want to dox anybody too much, but yeah, they got
dumped.
beat.
Yeah.
I
I still know some people down in near Raleigh.
I'm fortunate that most of the people I care about haven't been beaten too badly by it yet, but I am on high alert just because it's been rough and it doesn't. Despite immediate storm stopping, it doesn't seem to be getting better. You know what I mean? I don't know. It's painful out there though. It is painful out there.
A friend of mine that's out near a former coworker who has a very generous Plex server. I'll just say that. He sent a message in our Slack and said, "Hey, I may have to take the main streaming box down. I need those outlets in the amperage to run extra pumps. They're starting to get a little bit of water ingress in here, and I want to put a bunch of floor pumps in and pump it so as water is coming in, I can get it out. Also, in case it suddenly goes offline, I don't want to have any spinning discs come crashing into a halt. I want to have them all packed down and possibly have a chance to get them out. And it's easier if they're all okay. I'll detach the rack. If I have to take it, I can just pull the rack sled out and go, opposed to unplug everything for an hour." And we're like, dude, shut it off. Pull it out now. Like, it's okay. We understand.
I can deal with no TV shows for the sake of safety and mechanical not destruction and all of that. LGR.
Yeah.
I had not seen that yet. I'm going to have to go see what's going on with that.
I saw his community post. And he just rebuilt all that too. I just got done watching all his solar stuff, and he's like, yeah, like, because he had all from the ice storm, he all rebuilt all that, got his new solar panels on there, and he just got that new big solar block eco jackery, one of the things, and he had a whole series about that, and I'm like, that'd be really sweet. It's like a outshed thing, and then, oh man, like, of all the people too.
Yeah. It's like, oh no, my collection of Fabergé eggs. Why did I put them in
this bowl in my toddler? Yeah.
Why did I put them in this building on the sand whatever fault? What's the fault out there? You know the one I'm talking about.
Los Angeles?
Yeah, that one.
Oh, my technology question for you.
Your technology question for me.
Okay. Phones mainly, but most devices, my watch has one too, have a way to put it in low power mode.
Right.
Okay. Usually what that does is just turn off background processes like, okay, I will still do my main job. I'm just not going to do all the other stuff. Especially on my watch, it says, hey, if you put it in low power mode, we're going to turn off like, the regular, like the sensors on the back, for oxygen and like the health sensor are going to go off. We're still do watch things and notifications, but we just won't be constantly monitoring because it just sucks up a lot of power.
We'll show the time still, I hope.
When I put that, I take it off of my hand and I'm putting it on a dock. There's no way to charge. Well, realistically, there's no good way to charge it while you're wearing it, right?
Fair.
Why doesn't it automatically go into that mode when it's on a charging dock? And I know it doesn't do it because I have timed it. I have let my watch run all the way down to like 1% and put it in power save mode and then put it on the dock versus not. And it charges significantly faster when it's power save mode because it's not trying to scan the nut. Like, I can understand certain circumstances where you would want to put it on, like leave it on dock charging, like you're playing music while you're working, you know. But why isn't the default go in? I am charging you. Go into power save mode to use less power. Stop draining power as much as you can while I'm trying to fill you up. Why isn't that default just go into power save mode while we're trying to fill you up?
An interesting question indeed.
Because a lot of times the stuff that it does when it stops doing it's in power save mode, you don't need it when it's sitting on a dock.
I can understand phones not doing that. Then again, I
Plugged
use
in.
my phone while I'm charging
I
it.
say dock because I have a
Yeah.
wireless one right here because I'm like lazy and stuff.
Yeah.
But like when it's plugged in,
Yeah.
automatically go in power save mode.
For a watch, I can definitely see that. For a phone, no. When I have it plugged in, I want it to continue doing things unless I tell it otherwise. But for a watch, because of what it does, yeah.
All it does is like, back when you had before push email, there was like polling email, like it would only check once an hour and not every 10 minutes. You know, most of the time, or allow me as a setting, like when it's plugged in, I want to charge
have
it
an
as
option
fast
to
as
do
possible.
that, yeah. So that you don't have to do it every time. Yeah.
This is a Series 6 iWatch. This is a number of years old. It's still going good. When it was brand new, I would get and doing a ton of stuff on it, and I do stuff to use it. I have it tuned. I am I bordering on power user. I'll get more than a full day of battery out of this, and I sleep in it. You know, when I get up in the morning, take my shower, I throw it on the dock. That 10 minutes I'm in there gives it a bunch. When I sit down on the desk, like, oh, hey, I got it some time. I'll throw it on there for 10 minutes or whatever. But I sleep in it, and I woke up this morning, it was at 90%. It's 6 p.m., it's at 55%. But I was doing stuff all day as I was running around doing stuff.
I just never got used to wearing a watch.
See, you say that, but you charge your phone.
Theoretically, we can't say for sure that you charge your phone on a consistent schedule.
It put chargers in the places where you sit. Don't think I have to charge my phone because it's an active thing. Like, not in the way like I have to go get gas for my car. That is an active event. Put a little low power charger next to the couch where you sit. Sit down, plug it in. It's not going to charge it real fast, but you know what? That hour you're sitting there, it's going to suck up a bunch of charge.
It is a matter of building a routine out of it, though. It does take active investment of effort. I charge my phone at night, but that's because I plug it in so it doesn't die in the middle of the night, because if my background noise goes away, I'm going to wake up. Hi, Madison.
I stopped charging my phone at night, and I don't know why. But I'll charge it, I'll throw it into low power mode and plug it in, and then go take my shower, and it'll rapidly charge a significant portion overnight. Like, I'm not using it at night. It's not like I'm doing, like, fall asleep listening to it. If I do that, I'll do that. But, like, I stopped charging my phone at night. I don't know why.
It's strange, man. I don't get it. But then again, like I said, I keep mine, I charge mine every night. I plug it in, I turn on whatever I'm going to listen to fall asleep to, and then I lay there and listen to it for 6 hours, and then I wake up.
See, I have an Echo in the bedroom to listen to stuff, so I'm not using my phone.
I have an Echo in the bedroom to listen to stuff, so I'm not using my phone. Tee hee. That reminds me, I still need to go through and change all my smart whatsits because of the new network. I yelled at the Google box to fix my bedroom lights, and she was like, sorry, I'm not connected to anything at all. I'm like, yeah, you probably aren't. It's not boring. I know you know that, and it's the self-effacing humor. It's not boring. The only reason I went to bed is I had like 5 hours before I had to work, and I wanted to try and sleep some of them.
Also, this man
Over here on that
could.
side.
I lived in his basement for a significant portion of time, almost a decade
Pretty
before
close,
we had
yeah.
a bedroom open up.
Yeah.
It was a nice basement. It was full of video games and toys and computers, but I basically lived in his basement on a couch. He would come down and lay on the other couch and listen to me playing video games to fall asleep, because it's the same way like people listen to, Netflix or whatever.
Yes. I drag. I'm a mod on Fuzzy's stream, so I dragged his raid over to you. He said I'm ending, and I said we're raiding, and he said, okay. But yeah, no.
But yeah, he
Before Twitch, that
Halo?
was my thing. Halo a lot. Final Fantasy a lot when you were playing Flevin.
Oh god. Oh my god, so many hours playing that game.
I enjoyed watching and falling asleep to video games, and Twitch has just given me a way to do it without having to rope someone into coming to my house to play games.
Anytime I explain to people like, "Oh, what do you do right now?" I'm like, "Well, doing software development, micro studio, etc. But I also stream on Twitch, stuff like, oh, what's Twitch? When they say what's Twitch, I'm like, okay, I can't explain. How do I explain all of Twitch in like one long elevator sentence? And people say, well, why would you want to watch somebody else play a game? And I'm like,
No, I'm
are not the
hanging
target
out with
audience.
my friend on the internet. They happen to be playing a game.
Mm-hmm.
That's the thing. That's another one. I saw a comment somewhere that really stuck with me. And setting aside the whole streaming as a business thing, because I know that's a goal for a lot of people, is to make it self-sustaining and everything. But they'll say, oh, I only had 12 viewers. And the way to look at that is, when's the last time you had 12 of your closest friends come over to hang out and watch you do what you were doing? The internet has skewed everyone's,
If you have, I think it's either like five or more viewers, you were in something like the top 3% of Twitch.
Yeah.
That graph is damn near vertical because it goes from 0 to like 5 to like thousands.
Jeff played Galaxies, didn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah. I was trying to think.
He played during the Great Tipping Scandal.
Several of us went through a round of MMOs, and Galaxies was one that he played.
When did 11 come out?
Also, welcome, Gull. Happy Wednesday. Ugh, I can't word good at the make-do talking. I played City. I convinced everyone to play City. I played City. I played EQ2 with you guys. I did not play EQ1, but I gave it a shot.
I think you may have played more EQ1 than I did.
Fair.
11 was 2002, so yeah, that was about the right time.
Yeah. You even played on PS2. I might still have the hard drive here.
The hard drive is not important anymore because they wrote custom firmware to flash the network adapter to support bigger hard drives, because it would only go up to like 3 gig, because it was that weird 3.2 gig limit. Like it wasn't 4 gig. It was, remember that one weird memory bug where like Windows could only read like 3.2 gig because it was some number that was rounded around thing? That network adapter had the same bug in it. So it's like, oh, we only support 3 gig drives, because it came with like a 500 or 3 terabyte drive. And now you can put like up to like a 16 terabyte drive or something in it. Or you can put an SSD in it. No, but that network adapter is what's worth more than anything.
Yeah.
Because there wasn't a whole lot of those, because outside of the 11 kits or the dev kits, they did not sell a lot of those. But the people that knew about them have piles of them because they're so valuable.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then you don't need them now because computers have gotten to the point where you can play an entire PlayStation 2 emulator entirely in the browser.
Yeah. Yeah. It's wild,
Like,
ain't it?
what?
Now all we need to do is get Dolphin working in BizHawk so we can play the Wii and the GameCube Zeldas on the shufflers.
Wii is going to be a problem.
Yeah, yeah.
There's... The TLDR is, if it was possible, it would already be if it was in any way feasible, it already would be. There's a lot of weird stuff going on, and it's hard for 86-based computers to, at a good frame rate, emulate them.
Okay. The thing is, if WoW had made... If Blizzard had made WoW more like an RTS, I would have gotten into it. I'm terrible at real-time strategy, but if it played like Diablo, but was not Diablo, I would have gotten into it.
EQ2 had a weird advantage because it could carry on the back of all the people that were still playing EQ1. It was a sequel in a successful already MMO. Like, you could, the same way like 14 piggybacked on 11, EQ2 could piggyback off EQ1, and it had an established community of people that already liked giving their money to Verdant at the time.
Was it still Sony? Well, no, it was. Yeah, it was.
No, it was before. It was before Sony. Was
Sony,
Verdant. Yeah. But WoW pivot the thing, like, unless you played WoW, you don't realize they did pivot a lot, all the time, to try to trace that trend, and they adapted and they redid whole major systems. They still do.
The other thing is EQ2 was written from the ground up to not run well on any computer. They targeted machines that didn't even exist, which is why it looked so pretty.
Sorry.
Oh, no worries. You had high-end stuff, it would take advantage of it. When the new high-end stuff came out, it was ready to take advantage of it already. They wanted that game gorgeous from the outset. And with WoW, they said, oh, the mechanics are going to carry it. And they've done a lot since then, and they kept changing the mechanics, like you said, but they leaned on their core belief that the mechanics would outweigh the graphics.
Mm-hmm.
And long-term, that's where it got them, as long as they were willing to focus on and adapt the mechanics.
Yep.
They made sure they came first, and they made sure they listened to the players, and that made a world of difference.
I think something to remember, especially about the graphics there, is you had the people that were playing that, basically us, plus or minus a little, but basically us. We grew up in an age of, we still had imaginations. We played with Legos, and you built that little thing, but in your head it was this beautiful starship out of Starfield now. We played Lincoln Logs, imagining this whole house, but it was simple blocks. You could have garbage graphics like WoW, but it didn't matter because that's not what we saw in our head. It looks like garbage now compared to what we have now, but the things that games do now is what we were imagining then.
Yep.
The graphics did not matter. Yes, it would be better if they looked like EQ2 at the expense of, CPU cost and all that, but it didn't matter. People who don't play those games are like, oh, it looks like garbage, I can't play. It's like, people played Tomb Raider on the PlayStation 1.
They sure did.
What you're looking at on the screen is not what you see in your head. Actually, all of the PlayStation 1. The thing you see is not what you... The thing you're looking at is not what you see.
And as far as Galaxy's pivoting, so did Matrix Online. The thing is, they were never incremental. The games that did the most to succeed were the ones that made moderate to small changes all the time, as opposed to the ones that said we're reworking everything.
14's going through that right now after the end of the Ascian saga and stuff. They're like, well, that was the end of a 10-year stretch. What do we do now? Like, let's start making some changes.
Yeah.
We've made our bag. Let's try something different. See what happens.
Be careful while you walk and drink. Don't get into a treadmill collision. Be safe. Welcome home from work, but be safe.
That'd be a good way to do it because it's like public intoxication, but at home. Walking around with a beer, except you're at home, so you don't get like,
You get 7 or 8 in though. You need one of those treadmills that weaves. I don't know. I'm trying to go for a joke. It was not fully baked. I should have held on to that one a little bit more. Oh well.
Have you seen the people? They film videos of walking around Disney, just walking the park. And they put them on YouTube, and they're like 8-hour-long videos. And people stand in front of them on their treadmills in their Disney gear, just walking through Disney. And they stop when the person stops, but they walk around, and they get the feeling they're at Disney. And I'm like, dude, you throw on one of these VR headsets that gives you the wraparound thing?
Terrifying.
Well, that's what you want to do.
Cool,
you want to walk around. There are some people that go to amusement parks. They just want to walk around.
Yeah.
That's what they get to do.
Q2 made it look like a wonderful new experience. WoW looked like Warcraft 3. Yeah. They could have focused their effort a little bit better, definitely. And EQ2 tried to... It could run on impressively low hardware, but it looked like hot garbage. But you never saw that. All the footage you saw was from good hardware.
Yeah.
It's not exactly a bait and switch because it could look like that if you spent thousands of dollars on your machine, but I digress.
Which we did.
I don't know. I play Minecraft now. I can't stop playing Minecraft. I have a problem. I legitimately have a problem. I need to
set a timer. Out. Get an actual timer that isn't your get a little dumb little.
I want your cube
timer.
I want your cube. Yeah.
My cube.
Yeah, your cube timer.
My 6-sided cube.
Yes, that one. I thought you had one that was just a cube, but I need your.
No, I got one that's a hexagon because I wanted to be extra.
All right, I need a timer like that. I'm going to get myself one. And use that as my Pomodoro timer or what have you. The other thing I need? I keep yelling at you saying I want to steal your text-to-speech stuff. I need that, but not necessarily on stream, because I was talking last night in your stream about how valuable it is to have it announce the time to me.
Yeah.
I absolutely could use that because I'm wearing my headphones 24. Anytime I'm doing something where I need to know what time it is, I'm wearing my headphones. That's when I need the interruption of telling me an hour has passed.
Jason, you're a software developer.
I know, but I'm so lazy. That's why I want your code. I could.
Jason. What you're describing is a cuckoo clock.
Yes.
Write a tiny little cuckoo clock that it starts and just stays in the taskbar and plays through your sound system. Just, hey, it's an hour.
Man, can I share a piece of media with you? I'm going to share a piece of media with you.
Go ask ChatGPT, like, hey, I need a Windows program. What's the best language to do it? By the way, can you write me the code? Just announce in text-to-speech, hey, it's 5 o'clock. Hey, it's 6 o'clock. And it will just shit it out like, here's your project. Paste this into VS Code, compile it with Unity or whatever, and it'll stay as a thing. It'll just give it to you. I can have that running by the end of this thing.
Don't do it. 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 I'm telling you, don't do it. I found a video. I'm totally switching gears for a minute here. I'll tie it together, I promise. I found a video on YouTube. Someone made an animated version of the Popol Vuh, the Mayan creation myth. And one part of it involves a flea being tasked to carry a message to the brothers and all of that. And a flea was tasked with giving that, and a toad met the flea and said, "You'll travel much faster in my belly, ha ha ha." Anyway, as a product of his time, there was music that also made the sound that the toad made. Oh man, ads time already? I thought I ran a pre-roll for that. Oh well. I'll hold for a minute then, but I'll tell the rest of the story. So in this animated version, it walks through the whole myth, but there's a section that had the flea being carried. The toad had eaten the flea, and the toad was on his way to go find the brothers. And it has just the most amazing Mayan-influenced 70s educational film music, along with, let me share with you, first the short one. This is the noise that the toad made. He just went, I will never get tired of that sound. Just, I want to make this one of my sound alerts where you can play the toad noise and he goes, I'm going to put it on my soundboard.
They changed the little power-up menu. It actually looks different.
Toad noise. Anyway, now that the ads should in theory be over, I want to share with you the music, including the toad noise, as the toad was on his way to find the brothers. It went like this.
This is where I'm enjoying it.
And it's just that funky little swingy jazzy rhythm. Yeah, it occurs to me it wouldn't be coming through to you, would it, huh? Dang. But yes, I need a toad sound and a toad music sound alert for the channel or something like that. And yeah, when you go back and see this, you're going to be like, yeah, that is exactly the kind of thing Jason would listen to. Anywho. Point is, that's the kind of thing that would be a nice alert to have. And you say, I'm writing a cuckoo clock. Once an hour, it could play that 30 seconds of music along with the little text noise to tell me what the hour is. Or on the 30, you could just have the frog going,
See, that's what... Okay. First of all, the script that I have for that is actually called Cuckoo.
Nice.
And all it does is, like, it figures out what time it is and calculates the time until the top of the hour.
Yeah.
And sets a timeout. It sets a set timeout, like, oh, it's 5,000 seconds until the top of the hour. Set a timer for there. When it fires, it recalculates, which is going to be 1 hour. So it's all it is a dom.set timeout for thing, and it plays an event. That's all it is. That whole Cuckoo script is like a dozen lines. That's it.
Yeah, I kind of figured.
But what I want to do eventually is I want to have it play not a full... I want to have it play a sound effect at the bottom of the hour. Hey, obscure radio terms. But I want to have it play a half-hour mark also. Just as a it's like, oh, hey, some time has passed. And I also want to add a message after the hour, like, it is now 5 o'clock. Insert joke, fortune cookie joke here. Just have those inserted just for fun.
I dig it. I still do need to set up TTS. Yes, I can probably write my own. I know I keep picking on you about yours, but I'm sure I can write my own.
I just used the Say package.
Yeah.
So I already had the chatbot and the TTS thing are separate.
Right.
Because I have things like the cuckoo clock, and I have other things that... So the TTS server sits there and waits for post messages. from anything. I have a bunch of different sub processes that can like send message to that and it will play. That chatbot is just one of those things that if it makes it through a sieve of, is this a command? Are you on the banned list? Blah, blah, blah. If not, just throw the message at the TTS server.
Yeah.
That's all it does. So like the chatbot can work independently, or sometimes I will have that TTS. I have started the TTS server and the cuckoo clock and left it running.
See, I need to look into the Say package because I want to see if it'll iterate through all of the voices you have installed. Because on Windows...
Yes and no. No.
Okay.
I know where you're going with this, and the answer is yes, but no.
Even if it's installed as an OS level voice?
Yes, but no.
Okay.
The text-to-speech process in Windows can access two very specific voices that are flagged in a certain way. It can see, but cannot invoke any of the narrator voices that have all the fancier voices and names and stuff, and it can iterate them, but if you set it to that, it does not work. Because the one API that says, what voices do I have installed, will list all of them, including narrator ones. But the thing that actually invokes them can only access the ones that are flagged as a certain older thing.
We may not be going the same place. You can install Poly voices as those, not narrator voices.
No, it installs them into the... Or then it's the other way. It can't access them.
Okay.
Because I went and got one of those because I wanted a different third voice. And I tried and I tried and I tried. And I'm like, damn it. Because one thing I don't know if you've ever noticed, mods have one voice in my chat, and non-mods have a different voice.
See, that's one of the things that floated through my head that I'd like to do, is if I can find a way to invoke Poly voices, and if I have to do it with API calls, fuck it, yeah.
Oh, yeah. No, you could. I just wanted, like, how wrapped up in one box could I make this without just throwing money at, a SaaS to do it outside. I know Windows has a base TTS system in it. Can I call that so this is portable and will just work?
Yeah.
I don't want a whole robust system. It was an experiment to see if I could get a universal TTS service to do some of the things I'm doing. There was something else I did that it would... I have another thing that can send a message to the TTS. I don't remember what it is. Oh, the Star Watch.
Yeah.
I have that once per channel redeem. It watches for that channel redeem, because mainly I was trying to figure out how the channel redeem stuff works. And it, when you buy that, sends a message to the TTS.
I would like to be able to have each of the people in my chat get assigned a persistent unique voice. Not unique, but a different voice per person. So I know if I hear a specific voice, it's one of this list of people that got assigned to voice 3.
So like setting a ringtone on your phone?
Yeah, basically. When I hear something, I know, should I be paying attention to it or not? Nice. Yeah, that is definitely a good way to do it. But yeah, if I could set persistent voices and have as many distinct voices as I had readily available without a whole lot of hassle, and then be able to manually reassign them, because that way I could, if I create a voice model of you, which I have debated doing before, and one of me, we could be our voices in the TTS system. I'd be down with that.
Oh, yeah. You can train that stuff pretty easily, I bet now.
Yeah. So that is something on my radar, at least. But yeah, I would like to have a TTS set up on mine, and I just haven't taken the time to do it. I'm sure I could figure out how to do it, because I've done it before. I just haven't stapled the pieces together the right way. I used it for the album, Shirley. Because there are tracks
Yeah.
in there that have words that are browser-based say, so it would run, and yeah. I have ideas how to do it. I have other projects to work on, too. We still need to work on the ticker, although I have a bunch of notes on the ticker.
No, the ticker can wait until after LSS.
Yes, that is very true. That is
Stop
extremely
working
true.
on the ticker. There's a lot of stuff that has to go into that ticker that we have to figure out.
Haven't been, for what it's worth. I wrote up my notes, I made the little animated thing, and then I went back to LSS to work on that. By the way, I may have another one coming out tonight. Friday, I'm going to send a message and be like, here's the newest version of everything. Have a look at it. Tell me if everything's on fire or not. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna push one Friday and message him.
Yeah.
Hey, that reminds me. Up here in this corner, I did it right this time. Up here in, I just need to move my hand a little bit. Up here in this corner, keep an eye because there may be some new interesting stuff being added shortly. As soon as I poke the relevant people and be like, hey, give me a graphic to put up in this little rotator. Thank you. Thank you so much for the gift sub. That's the other thing. I need to go back and fix my alerts and make them good. I'm going to handle them myself. I'm going to get rid of everyone else's widgets. I'm going to handle my own events and make my own overlay. And
look into the Twitch ones.
Okay.
It actually is it's a fairly decent interface. You could add, it's got default ones. It's got some in the library which are kind of dumb and hanky, but they're probably like, we need some free ones or somebody make, but you can upload your own graphics and your own sounds, and it has a number of TTS voices in there. That's the other thing I sat and played with. All my alerts have different voices just because I wanted to see if they could.
Yeah.
But they'll read messages. They'll add in, like it like if you buy a 6-month sub, it's like so and so brought a 6-pack.
Nice.
Not just like so and so has subscribed. It says different things.
Give
Play around with it.
The bits.
The bits. There's a big warning like, hey, only use assets you have the copyright to use. And that's their disclaimer to like, we're telling you this. We know nobody's going to listen.
Yeah. I need to bring back my Screaming Yoshi, speaking of copyright I don't have access to.
That's a dangerous one, especially from them. Because they're like litigious.
Yeah.
They are so going to lose that lawsuit.
There's a bunch of them going on, but Nintendo walks a very fine line. I know you are legally obligated to defend your
Yeah.
So I understand they have to, but
the required to defend and also the length on. Yes, I know. Okay, first, yes, I know the difference between trademark and copyright.
Right.
I do.
Right.
They are very legally distinct things that are basically the same goddamn thing. Logo versus our word mark. It's like, shut the fuck up. Nobody talks like that. Just say color or palette. I swear to God, the next person I hear that says the word colorway, I'm going to hit with a fish. And I'm just going to start carrying around a fish. And if I hear someone say the word colorway, you're just going to get smacked with the fish. That's it.
Fair.
Just stop. No, people do not talk like that.
I cannot argue that.
Well, that doesn't count. It's got a U in it.
Yeah, if you can't spell color properly, then joking, kidding. I realize that the U.S. is the only place where we stopped spelling words correctly. Like favor or flavor or honor.
So, dumb random fact. Thanks, TikTok. Originally, it was spelled without the U. And then we started spelling it, and they spelled it differently to be different from us.
Interesting.
They added it to seem more fancy, and then we didn't get the memo because, across the pond.
Well, we should spell it with a W because we're twice as fancy. Wait. I think I did that wrong.
I am above 40 years old. I still can never remember how to spell vacuum, so I just double all the letters except V.
VAACC.
CCUUMMEE. Like, look, there's enough there. Figure it out. You know what word I'm trying to say.
How are you putting an extra E in there? There's no E in the first place, and you're putting 2? Who am I to judge? Oh, yeah, spelling bee champion. Sick burn. Ah.
Oh, yeah, that's right. You were a nerd.
But yeah, we need to work on LSS, which soon we'll be able to talk about. I also might be working on some stuff for Campy. By the way, I should probably warn you, my dear friend and co-host, Campy DK will be joining us next week to talk about Camptober and how it is the best month and way better than Jigtober. Which means I'm going to have to invite Mike to join us to rebut this whole discussion and tell us how Jigtober is that much better than Camptober. Man, that could be a really great show, huh?
Let me push my stalker button over here.
Ooh, Purple Mario. I'm into that.
You're live. Alex is live.
That's a shame because, like, Waluigi's taco stand is a thing that exists. And I know it's like bootleg fan game, but if they could capitalize on Waluigi's taco stand, man, that would be cool.
That's where I was going with the trademark thing. In addition to the copyright 70-year bullshit, the Disney rule.
Yeah.
You have to enforce it, otherwise you have to. That should be like, there should be carve outs, like if you're doing something but you're not making money off of it and you're not intentionally, the same rules that with like, making rings out of US coins.
Yeah.
As long as you're not trying to pass it off as an official thing, there should be carve outs for, I am doing something obviously fan made. I'm attributing copyright. Like, I am not the owner. They are,
genuinely transformative.
Yeah. I'm doing something with it. I'm not just, I printed out Yoshi stickers and put it on my candles and selling it as Yoshi farts or something.
Yeah.
Where I'm intentionally making money off of your branding and your assets and your value of your name.
Yeah.
If I'm using your assets and your entity to make money, no. But if you're holding a Smash tournament because you're just, using the thing and it's an advertising of what it is and you are using the product that you bought,
you should be able to make a giant poster for it that has a picture of Wes and Poggy without getting in trouble. And the other guy, Fluke, and the ethnic character, Poopy.
The Final Fantasy 14 billboard. Remember that?
Yeah.
Do you know what the actual root cause of the problem was? It's not that they were using Square Enix's assets. They were using modded assets.
Yeah.
Those outfits were from one of the customer mods that are not available in game, and they were advertising. It was because they were technically advertising things you could not get in game, so it was a false experience. And they were going after them because they used mods to do it.
We're not getting
that's the legal.
We're not getting into the flag code here. You're absolutely right about what you can't use it for, and if you actually, it wasn't CGP Grey, oddly enough, but someone else did a video on the flag code and what counted as a U.S. flag based on the literal description of the Flag Act and everything. And boy, was that cool to see.
That reminds me, I need to find out where I could dispose that flag at. I put a flag outside when we moved in. I had no reason why. I'm not super patriotic. I've got a handful of, service member, uncles and stuff that served. But not like, go, go USA, like I have a house. I have this urge to put a flag on it, and I don't know why, you know,
Good
and it's all
morning,
ratty and faded
America.
now.
How are you?
I did, and I didn't. I've
Talk
lost the
to
video since.
talk to the people in charge of Fuzzy Junior's organization. They do that kind of stuff.
Oh, they're useless.
Oh, fair.
They're functionally, it's idiots all the way up the chain.
That's disappointing. Because the
They're
org itself is great. The Girl Scouts of America,
oh yeah,
but if they
yeah,
have, yeah,
regional path. It's just idiots all the way up. Um, I saved it, and then I've lost the file since. I had an Amazon driver, one of those like after hour deliveries, like the Flex driver or something,
yeah.
bringing a package at like 7:55 to be there by 8 o'clock. And like I said, I have the flag in the side house, and for whatever reason, I got one of those little solar power spotlight things, and I put it below the flag to light up the flag at night because you're supposed to you either have to take the flags down or light them up. Again, I have no idea why I know these things or have any reason want to obey this rule. I'm like, I should do this because it was $10 and it's a little solar light and a stable charge. And I had a service. And the guy said, "Hey, I just want to let you know, thank you for lighting up your flag. I almost never see people do that. Thank you." And he's talking into the Ring doorbell.
Yeah.
And I'm like, the chances of me going actually looking at that video and actually seeing it, because like, oh, I got a package alert. I'm not going to look at the doorbell footage, but I went to go see how big of a package. Because if you brought the small thing, I had to go get it right away. If you brought the big thing, I'll get it in an hour.
Yeah.
And that was so weird.
Heartwarming. Unexpected, but heartwarming. Yeah.
Yeah.
Giant Taco Bell flag, huh? Yeah. I'd put up a flagpole just to tempt people to do it. Nah, I'm pretty lazy. But the thought's there. The thought's there.
We apparently used to have a flagpole. The people before us removed it, and when they redid the front sidewalk. But early on, right after we moved, we were talking to somebody who's like, oh, they were like, you could tell they were using Google Street View. Like, oh, is yours the one with the flag? And I'm like, no. Like, well, I'm looking, it's got a flag. And I'm like, hold on. And I go and look. Apparently the Street View picture still has the flagpole on it.
Like, yes, but it's not there anymore. One
There's
advantage of the house being as blue as it is and when I need to tell people, I say it's the extremely blue house. You can't miss it if you try.
It's the color of your shirt.
Yeah. Yeah. My house
Like
is extremely blue, like old Pepsi can blue, like Smurf blue.
No joke, it's the color of his shirt right now.
I love it.
Maybe a little darker, maybe a little lighter, faded, but it's effectively...
It's not neutral blue. It's not like HOA
cerulean?
blue. That might be it.
Blue?
It is offensively blue in any case. There was nobody to stop us, and technically it fit within city codes, and we're not in an HOA. It is as blue as we could get.
Man, the city codes for insert your current city here. Your city of redacted.
Yeah.
Are nuts on the colors because my aunt fought with them over that.
Yeah.
Because they had a beautify city redacted contest thing, and it was like the top 5 winners won like some prize or something, and she won one of the spots because she went all out nuts, and the people across the street from her got offended because they thought she was setting up like a giant like gay pride flag house like thing. No, she just wanted to be colorful as hell because my dear departed aunt was eccentric as fuck.
She's a sweetheart. She's a little bit out there, but she's a sweetheart. Man. See, if I was going to beautify this house, I'd start with the lighter. I can't say that it's beyond hope, but it's rapidly approaching that point. I don't know. I like it on the inside. I don't look at the outside very much. I don't go outside.
It's worse on the inside.
Yes, but at least it's my worse. It's not the rest of the world's worse, you know?
Yeah.
There's no weather
No,
damage on my splatter paint office walls. Yeah, they just nobody wants to go out there. They're like, how much could it possibly have changed? Population cow.
speaking of top of the hour,
Speaking of top of the hour, I think we're going to take a few minute break. Stand up, stretch, get yourself some water. We're going to take about 5, and we will be back. Let me open this thing, and we will catch you in just a few. Don't go anywhere. You stay right there, except get up and go get some water. Catch you in a minute. Welcome back to the Blue House Bull Session. We are back bulling with you on this beautiful Wednesday, October 2nd. Happy day to you, etc., etc. I have exchanged all of the fluid tanks, refilled the empty ones, and emptied out the full ones. Took a bio break, got a stretch in, pet the cat, pet the other cat, pet the other cat. They keep telling me they haven't been fed, but I know better. They're gaslighting me, Fuzzy. The cats are gaslighting me that they're not being fed. They keep trying to convince me that they're neglected, but I know better. I fed them. I hope I fed them. Maybe I should give them more food just to be sure.
No.
Not till midnight. They do get a midnight snack.
I am forgetful. I am one of the letter jumbles of neurodivergent. Who knows which one? Doesn't really matter. But sometimes I will forget or get lost in something, and I will forget to feed the cat. And I feel bad. Like, if only I could dispense food on a timer. You know, like automated pet food timers.
Yeah.
And I have one of those, and it's great. And the cat gets fed, and he knows when it gets fed. And it's a little offline timer. No smart. It's one of the few things that has electricity, but is not smart in my house.
Yeah.
For this reason, because I can just plug it in. This cat, I swear, I am 100% certain that some percentage of cats are reincarnated humans or like wizards that got stuck in a polymorph spell or something, because there are some cats that are dumb as rocks. I think those are the real cats, and there's other cats that I'm like, there's no way you're not a person.
You're too smart.
My cat will know his midday, his evening meal drops at 6 o'clock. He will come whining to me at 5:30 before it changes. When daylight savings hits and it changes, all the clocks in the house happen. And I will adjust that accordingly. But he always comes exactly 30 minutes before. I adjust it to still drop at 6, not old 6, but like I adjust the clock on it too. But he will come a half hour before the food drops.
He shows up at noon 5:30, yeah.
Yeah. And I'm like, there's no way. Like, unless you've got an internal timer that you know, oh, it's been 5 hours since the last one, so I know it's about, like, it just... What?
They're good like that. They're good like that. They may actually be people. I can't say either way, honestly.
I don't think all of them are. I've seen cats do very cat-like things, but then sometimes...
Yes, but you've seen me be pretty dumb, too. You've seen me be dumber than a real cat. I know you have. You can say yes. I opened this conversation.
No, I was going to make a joke, but it's
Mm,
slightly...
fair. I appreciate your discretion. So yeah, I can't work on it right now, obviously, because I have other projects that I need to get done. Yeah, yeah. No, you're right.
yeah.
But there are projects I want to work on, and there is one that I would like your help with that's outside of the stuff I'm already asking for your help with, tied to my conversation with DGR Dave the other day.
Yes.
I want to wrap up the shuffler as a service, and I have some ideas of how to do it, and I want to sit and talk to you about how to do that.
Okay.
So if we get a chance to get together next couple days, I know your weekend is busy, but next couple days, or I will just message you because we're both always online.
That's right. That does start this weekend. Crap. Okay.
That does start this weekend. I hope you guys are going to watch on Friday, though. I have already decided I am not too lazy, and I am holding myself to it. We are doing Music Friday, 7 to I'm done Eastern. But yeah, I have ideas on how I want to package that up because it's become really like it's spread to a lot of people that are like, "Oh, this is great. I wish I could do this gimmick." And I've been telling everyone that said anything about it, reach out to me. I'll help set it up. I'm more than happy to do this. But if we can offer it as a set it and forget it, do it yourself. By the way, here's the tip jar, shika. That would go a lot further, especially if we could make it configurable for. Yeah, you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
But I do want to reach out.
Hard-coded.
I do want to reach out to Auth about it just in case. Although I'm going to be redoing a lot of what was originally his stuff, which means I will be practicing my Lua. But
Not a bad skill.
there's a lot of things that it doesn't need to do that I can take out so it doesn't accidentally do them. And there are a couple specific things that it should do that it doesn't yet that I can add. And then we'll just have another connector somewhere doing a thing.
Well, especially if you split up like the services part.
Yeah.
You should be able to run them separate microservices that are tightly bound together are good and resilient.
Yeah.
If you cram everything into the same Docker image.
Well, I can cram it. Well, yeah. No, I get what you're saying.
Especially something as outwardly facing as that is the thing.
I need to look at how it works, but something we should look into as we get time is a light sail container service can run more than one image.
Yeah.
I need to figure out how that works and play with it a little bit, but that means we could go down to one container service for Cafe running the images for both API and web. Have fun at work, Red. Much love. Thank you for hanging out today.
Yeah.
But yeah, we have work to do there. I eventually want to do the ticker thing. We have the thing to do for Tantrum. I want to package up Shuffler. We have LSS. We have projects. Boy, howdy, do we have projects. And some of them are even paid. That's really nice, ain't it? Oh, man.
If nothing else, it makes you seem more
legitimate.
Legit. Yeah.
We are a legitimate software development house. We have developed software, and not just we made an game. We have worked with and developed custom solutions for.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be cool stuff. Oh, man. I also got to talk to some of those people about the inevitable Hergel helps. A lot of people, I make the joke, and a lot of people I work with have actually like jumped up and said, I'd be interested. Reach out when you're ready. And I think I'm going to reach out early and be like, I'm not ready, but let's talk about what I need to do to get ready. Because you've done all parts of this process. Talk me through it.
Please tell me that's a verified account.
You're a verified account.
Unreal Engine is streaming software and game development.
Interesting.
Unreal Fest Seattle 2024. Yeah, it's okay. It's a verified partner account. Okay.
Gotcha.
Yes, I have your stream up over there so I can see in case.
Oh, no, I feel you. You're all prepared and smart and know how to stream properly. I'm like open OBS, don't even bother to check what scene I'm on. Let's just go for it. What's my title? Does it say I'm doing music today? Does it say I'm doing music and my category is also still Minecraft? Do I have hashtag furry in my tags today?
If only there was some little like device you could get that you could like put little screens on buttons of categories, and you just push a button to like change to Destiny or chatting or software or Final Fantasy 14 and just go live.
That's amazing. I should get one of these and figure out what to do with it.
At the end of the call, do you want me to share my screen and show you all what I have on mine?
No, I should be okay. I actually have a list of notes of how I want to set mine up and what I want to do with it. I just have not taken the time to do it yet. But
I can also show.
Go ahead.
I can also show you the accessibility things I set up from when I hurt my hand. I have buttons for cut, copy, paste, select. A lot of the stuff you need two hands, like Control Plus. You make the screen bigger, or like Control 0 to reset it. Or these two up here, move the current window. Like window, left arrow, right arrow to move a window between screens. I just have a button for that.
Fuzzy, speaking of Stream Decks, one of our dear friends and viewers and fans of the show, Red Stephanie, has a Stream Deck Neo.
Ooh.
And we were talking the other day about connectors for it because it had USB-C and computer doesn't have USB-C. She needs a USB-C to USB-A adapter.
Or just a cable. Don't get an adapter, get a cable.
No. One end of
Why?
the cable on the Neo is fixed. It is a C-out cable.
Oh, fuck that!
Yeah, we did not realize that at first because I recommended getting a cable, and that is how we collectively discovered it is just a C-out cable built in.
Which version of the Stream Deck do you have?
Me? Mark II, I think.
Mark II? Like, this thing detaches, right?
Yes.
Okay, yeah, it's the Mark II. Okay, on the back, is yours a weird right angle plug?
Yes, it is.
Okay, you have the Mark II.
Yeah.
That's the only thing I don't like about that. I mean, I like it because it's how flush it is, and if you don't want to use the back, you can put it on something else.
Yeah.
Have you seen the Stream Deck Studio?
Yes, I have.
And I'm looking at this area below my monitor stand here, and I'm like,
it would fit.
As much as I like this old timey drawer thing I found, and I like it because it's a perfect monitor stand. I have space right there. Man, somebody asked me once. It was one of our dumb icebreaker questions. Stop doing icebreaker questions at meetings, at technical companies where you have a bunch of developers. Most likely, more than half of your people are some sort of neurodivergent and don't like that shit. Do it at the marketing meetings where you got the social nerds. Anyway, the question was, if not for tech, if you weren't in this industry, what other thing would you go and do?
Hang from a beam in my attic, to be rather honest. Is that
No, I
icebreaker
said,
enough? Are you happy to meet me now?
I said I probably would have gotten into woodworking. It's always been a passion of mine, but I've never had the space or tools to get into it. But every time I do, I really greatly enjoy it. And it's like giant EMP, all computers are gone. It's like, all right, where's my saw? I'll
Yeah.
make desks and shit. I've always wanted to make good. I wanted to make bespoke, I guess,
Yeah.
custom wooden desks for computer people.
Yeah.
Because desks do not have, they're not designed for people like us that have.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I've got 4 monitors here. The things I had to do to like route cables and shit. No. Put holes where there should be holes and not, look, we put a cord access. Like, no, the cords don't come out of the bottom. The cords need to come out at the top of that computer hole. We used to have a large armoire style computer thing. And don't put computers inside enclosed spaces.
No.
But there was a little slide out thing for the tower. You know, the small gateway size towers. And there was one hole at the bottom for where the power cord would come out. But there wasn't a hole at the top of the area where all the shit that comes out of the back of the motherboard goes up. And none of the cables were long enough to go down and up and around and come back in. So one night, I pulled the computer out, set it to the side, and took a steak knife and jammed it in and started a hole, and then took a butter knife and sawed a big access port in the back so the cables didn't have to go down and around and up. They could go like this. And my dad at the time, he's like, why did you do that? And I explained to him, he's like, oh, well, wouldn't it be easier if they just came straight up here and in, so they didn't have to go around, like literally outside of the thing just to come back in? I'm like, yeah, but I can't saw through inch thick oak top the thing was in. You know, all I'm 12. All I have access to is a butter knife.
Yeah.
That's particle board on the back. I can saw through that. And it's like, oh, okay. Goes downstairs, gets a hole saw and goes and just drills 1.5 to 2 inch plug straight out of the top. He's like, can you just run them straight up? And I'm like, yes, I can.
Yeah, that would be ideal.
And he's like, well, I wonder why it didn't come like that. It's designed for a computer. That's the only thing this furniture is for.
Right.
And I'm like, I don't know. And he's like, yeah, if you need stuff like that, like come and ask me so you don't like get the wrong thing, or there might be a better solution. But like, if you want to put holes in things because it makes your computer shit easier, tell me. We'll put holes in things. And I'm like, that's what I would go to. I would build.
We should talk about your pricing.
The desk I have here is an Amish built desk. It is built like a goddamn tank. I think it's actually like oak. It is ridiculously heavy and thick, and like everything is. It's Amish built. It's gonna outlast everything.
Yeah.
But it's got problems, and it needs holes in it. And I feel bad even wanting to put holes in it because of how good craftsmanship it is. But it's like,
we should talk about your pricing because I may want to commission you to make me a desk.
Oh, I would.
If
There's a lot of tools I don't have.
I would be willing to help you get them, especially if this is something you'd like to pick up as a hobby to do individual bespoke on-demand desks or something, I think what I really need is an L-shaped desk, but I don't need an IKEA L-shaped desk.
The thing is you can assemble a desk out of IKEA parts. Don't get their desk, get the parts and make a desk.
We should talk through that because I think my solution, neither of my desks are quite what I want, and I really do need an L-shaped thing.
Well, if I end up moving in with you, you want this desk?
Sure. Do you want that desk and this desk in trade? And all the other desks we can round up? Because I'm sure the house is full of just awful, atrocious desks.
I really do think if I end up staying here, I am going to move up there, but I'm going to set up a standing desk.
Yeah.
if I need to sit, I'll sit and play games. But I think for most of my stuff, I need to start standing. I really do.
I can get that.
But if I don't, I may do that otherwise because space saving and stuff. No, I want to build. Technology tends to spread because you need surface area for things. But if you really think about it, they also can be vertical.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure, like, I have one of those like HDX, 5 shelf plastic tower things. You don't have to put all the shelves in. The tubes fit together.
Yeah.
So if you just don't put one of the things is you got space for a full tower. I'd show you on my camera, but I wouldn't focus and it move. But yeah, that's like I could build, if those tubes were slightly different height, I could move that up, move the tower down. I could build an entire computer setup vertically. And if I'm going to a standing desk, and if I don't make it out of plastic, if I, make it out of like 4x4s in the corner, it'll be structurally sound. I can hang the monitor arms off of those. I could build basically an HDX wooden shelf mount thing for a computer stand.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then put it on wheels so you could move the damn thing.
I like that idea. Oh, I like that idea.
I still potentially want to try to build you a better keyboard mount.
Yeah.
But I want to build it like I know you don't want the X in the middle because that's where the legs go.
Right.
So you want like Z's on the side, kind of like that thing over there.
Yeah.
But I do think you need like tall supports on the side to put like the iPad mount and stuff, but they should be detachable so you can kind of fold it down to take it someplace, or even your little tackle box opening audio deck thing.
Yeah.
Put your mixer and your amp and your inputs and your power brick on a multi-tiered is that cantilever?
I think so. Scissor.
How tackle
Yeah.
Yeah, well, how tackle boxes open.
Right.
Because like you don't need to access those until you do, and then you can easily access all the tops of them. But leave it all pre-wired and you could put that on your desk. Because right now you don't need access to that. When you're music, you just open it and look, I can access all the knobs on my mixer.
Yeah.
Close it, and you can leave it alone. People would buy that. That's the kind of stuff I would take to like those craft shows.
Yeah.
Odd Mall and stuff. Is like, here is a thing that I made for somebody to solve a problem. But if you're going to make one, I can make 5 or 6 of them. I'm not going to, I'll eventually sell them. They won't go bad. I'll sell them to somebody. But if I have one sitting there with the audio equipment on it, someone you walked by like, oh my God, that is exactly what I need in my life.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't even know I needed this. And you would just buy it. I'm not going to sell 1,000 3D printed salamanders.
Yeah.
Or look what flavors of candle I made opposed to the other 1,000 flavors of candle somebody else made.
I take that one a little bit personally, but you're right.
Well,
you're not wrong.
It's not an attack at you, but like,
no, I know.
You go there to buy something unique.
Yeah.
And there's no reason for me to stop at one stand versus another.
Yeah. The
except
biggest
that
reason
except
is
that one table with the jerky, because that stuff was amazing.
The biggest reason is they have something that's not somewhere else. You're right about the candle business. There's 10 million tables that have fresh cut linen and grassy rain, but nobody else has caramel popcorn but me. That's my whole gimmick. That's what I sell. I sell the Baja Blast candles. I sell the Tide Pod candles. Yeah. And that's how I stand out. The person selling the 3D printed salamanders that they got off of, whatever sites selling models, yeah, they're,
It's duly blessed.
It is Baja Blast.
No, it's decomposed a little bit.
Aw.
It smells like detergent. It smells like that fresh spring.
Yeah.
Not linen, but like the
yeah.
Spring smell of like liquid detergent. It's not bad.
The green flavor.
I'm sad my wax melter broke.
Oh, dang. Should we get you a new one?
I should see if I can fix it or just order a new bowl. The bowl it fell off and the bowl broke. That's not fixable.
Yeah.
But also it hit a thing on the side and it doesn't turn on. But it may have just like pulled the cord because I think it knocked off, yanked the cord out of something internally and then
Yeah.
hit.
Madison is in a very precarious position. I'm trying not to drop him. I can't move my arm because it's now a load-bearing arm. Hi, baby. He's been extra affectionate recently, and I've appreciated that. I like this cat. I like all the cats. I have some pretty great cats, in my ever so humble opinion. Okay, so custom desk, custom keyboard stand. I need to replace my chair eventually, although I'm not in any hurry for that.
Desk would actually be. They had a lot of desktops because the big thing IKEA does is it's all modular. You can get it's basically big slab of particle board, but it's like nice veneer. But it's got the mounting holes in it, and you get the mounts for it, and you screw in the legs.
Yeah.
I've got one right there. They're fairly standard. They're nice surfaces if you need like a build table or something. But they're also like the right height to sit perfectly on. It's the reason like their filing cabinet things are the right height they are. It's to use as legs. So you can have like the filing cabinet on one side and just two open legs on the other. But they have multiple sizes. You can order them to the store and they will be there for pickup because they just throw them in the next truck. But if they don't have it there.
And then we can get meatballs, too.
Yeah.
This is sounding more and more appealing all the time. I think we may have to do this.
Were you the one that's never been to an IKEA?
Yes, I am. I have never been.
We're equidistant between three of them. You know that, right?
Yeah.
Like...
Yes, but it's a mighty long walk for me, okay?
Yeah, but, like... Yeah. I think the only thing I would change with this is it's an L desk, but it is square.
Yeah.
But it's got big drawer things on the side, so I am not I'm not centered in the single side. Now I am centered in the whole area.
Yeah.
But I am a slightly wider fellow, and I want slightly more desk leg space.
Yeah. Yeah.
But it's one of those. It's one of those desks where like there's a straight part here and the flat part sits on that to create the illusion of an L. But it's like, how do I make one side longer? Like, I know the weird, like, I need to make like a this shape out of wood as like an extension.
I see you like making hypercube gestures with your hand here.
Basically, yes. It's effectively like a caltrop, but made out of flat planes opposed to spikes.
You realize you're limited to 3 dimensions for your desk, right?
No! I will route my cables through subspace and get the signals there faster before they left.
Fair. I
That's
can't
actually
argue
how
that too much, yeah.
That was a thing on Star Trek. They explained like how like they can like hit a button and it just pops up so quickly in the computer. It's because their computer, it's like 3 stories tall, but they keep it in a bubble of subspace so it can operate faster than actual liminal time.
That's
and so like
wild.
It goes in, processes, and it comes out, but it spends more time on the other side than it does here. And I'm like, okay, even at science, even at like future, we have faster than light travel. That's some bullshit, and I love it.
Yeah, they lean into it. And I can't say I blame them for it at all.
Just unplug it, and it'll go faster. You know, like your Wi-Fi, apparently.
Well, like we were discussing, that's because I have a giant bottleneck hooked up in the basement. It's just a box. You plug in a cable, it eats half the bits, and half come out the other side.
I don't think it's in the basement. I don't think it is. I think it's something in so and so's room. I
Fair,
think there's a little hub in there.
fair, fair. That is possible.
Jason got fiber recently, and he managed to finagle and get it working. He's like, and I went over there to check it, and I'm like, okay, your Wi-Fi is fast enough, but like, I brought in the cable and we plugged some things in, and he could actually get the full speed on his computer, but we couldn't run a 25-foot cable across, the hallway to do it.
Yeah.
But plugging into the wall, he was maxing out at like 98 megabits, about 100 megabit connection. The jack he could plug into is not a gigabit. Some connector between him and the thing is only a 100-100 duplex thing, and we could not figure it out. And so he's like, wait a minute. So it was faster if he goes on the Wi-Fi that's on his computer tower, and he was getting about 250.
Yeah.
But I think it may even go faster than that, because that's what I was getting on my phone too. I think that's the limitation of the N router the Wi-Fi that I brought you.
Yeah.
But that's still perfect. That's still great for Wi-Fi.
Well, not
You're
only
getting
that,
250 down over Wi-Fi.
it's faster than my cable ever went, and it's symmetric, which is why the quality on this is so much better now. Like, it has made a huge positive difference on the show, if nothing else. So it's
You are beyond crystal clear. I'm not.
yeah.
Like it looked like you were streaming it literally off a potato before.
No, I know. I saw it. It was awful, and that's because I had 50 kilobits up. It was so bad. It was so bad. Most of the time, it could manage just my stream, but when we were doing the up down up that is required by Guest Star, which is what we use for this, it was absolutely potato quality.
I told you what we should have did was switched it and like give you send me like your stream key or something.
Yeah.
I'll go live on your channel, and you'll guest star to me.
Yeah, but I don't know if I
I'm
trust you with
getting-
my stream key. I'm kidding. I do.
I have access to your house.
I know.
That's worse than your stream key.
You have my Twitch password, I'm pretty sure. You don't even need a stream key. Just log in as me.
No, there's stuff you can. Well, no, I'd have to get the key, and I think it resets. I think if you reveal the key, it generates a new one.
Yeah.
I think it's a read once. Yeah, I'm getting.
Oh, hey, that's the
460
other
down.
interesting thing. Speaking of keys and Twitch and all of that, I wrote a utility last night. Actually, I wrote a
Yes?
utility before, but I cleaned it up a little bit.
Get
All
the
it
refresh
does,
token?
all it does is get your initial refresh token. Yeah.
Why don't you use the Twitch CLI for that?
Because I don't know how to.
Oh, Twitch has a CLI program you can install with like Widget.
Yes, and I have it installed.
Okay.
I just don't know how to
Okay.
do the initial token flow. But I do know from experience how to stand up a small Express server, and if your app has blah, blah, blah. Jackson had asked me about it, because I said I put something together because I was tired of trying to struggle through the process every time. So I put together something that removes the struggle, and he asked me if I could share it with him. So I cleaned up the repo and polished up a README a little bit, and now he has it too. And it's going to be really useful for all of these things we're doing. So
That workflow is kind of dumb, but I understand why, because of cores.
right,
They have to be able to smuggle data out entirely on a URL, but there should be a way to like, oh, let's not open a browser because the browser page is dumb. Let's open it with anything else,
yeah,
But it's because the user has to click. A human has to interact on it to
right.
do it, and
Very,
it's
very
like,
understandably too.
like yes, but automation tools exist. Like open this page, click this button. I assert that it should do this thing. Like, why can't I do that?
Yeah.
what was it? What was the tool we used for Java? Not Cougar? Jaguar?
Gherkin?
There was some cat named thing that we used back in the Java days, and it was to do unit testing. It was for that stuff, but it was specifically like for Java apps because it knew how to
what the heck's it called? I know the one you're talking about too. I can't think of what it's called, but I know the one you're talking about.
Bobcat?
It sounds familiar.
Bobcat Java Bobcat server.
That would be it. That sounds right.
Tomcat. Apache Tomcat.
Hello.
I was close. I knew it was a cat named thing.
Yeah. Man, oh man.
I'm getting 460 megabytes down and 8.6 up.
Oh, snap. Nice.
So that means your upload speed probably was ridiculously low.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it was bad.
Yeah.
Like legitimately bad. I'm just going to say bad a couple more times. Bad. No good. Double plus on good.
C#, better known as C++++.
It's not wrong.
Oh, anything else going on?
Let's see what other fun and excitement is new. Nothing really, honestly. It's been I don't want to say slow times, but it's been consistent times. Everything's been going according to plan. We're holding off until after some paperwork goes through for the next round of Zeldathon meetings to discuss the future of the org and all of that stuff, which I am still hopeful about. Very, very hopeful. And I love working with Clinkit. I really do. And
I'm hopeful for being a semi-inside outsider. I think it's going to be good for it.
yeah. And only until I get approval. And then you're going to be an insider too. I'm just manifesting that still.
I can't do any worse than what they had.
You're not wrong there. Not wrong there. Yeah. Coming into winter season, there's a handful of stuff going on. DR's got stuff going on. MC's got his own thing going on, which I'm excited to talk about when we can talk about it. Campy apparently has his own thing going on, too, that I just barely heard anything about, but I need to find out. Because I want in on that big time. Maybe he'll leak something about it next week. That would be nice. Word around the campfire, I still need to get confirmation on this. Word around the campfire is BB4G is going to be sometime during Jigtober.
It is. It is that time of the year, isn't it?
I'd still like to get in on that one. Honestly, if he'll let me, I want to do charity crowd control cafe for BB4G. Because you can just point the crowd control client at a charity and say all coin proceeds go to them. Like, it would take no changes on our end.
Oh. That might be nice.
I think that would be a fun way to do it.
Oh, that's true. Like, what's that dark spot on my shirt? Huh.
Because goodness knows I'm not going to be doing music. That's Jackson's bit. Although I'm very hopeful he will do music for BB4G.
I mean, it would be an opportunity to some duo/dueling banjo type, duet opposing, put money in to change song from the outside.
Yeah. We have ideas on that too. Also, Jackson, bless him, learning to program and everything he's been working with, shared some interesting code with me about how he's capturing his keyboard events from a Node server.
Mm-hmm.
His
believe that.
MIDI keyboard events.
Oh yeah, that's what his little
Jackson
music
Brody's
counter.
Jazz Panic is back on the menu, boys. It's gonna happen. I know we have other projects we have deadlines on first, but that one's still very much on my radar for things I'd like to do.
When's he gonna do his cheat sheet shuffler?
Oh, we were talking about that. We don't have a date for it yet, but we've been working on some new stuff related to the shuffler and things like that, and a wheel mechanic to go along with it. So we very much have some big things in the work for his mess around streams and to prepare for the next few events of whatever type that he decides to do. He's got big stuff coming. I'm going to say it again. I say it every week then when we talk about him. I say it all the damn time. I am so damn proud of him and how far he's come and how he's thrown himself at the development stuff. I am thrilled to see it and glad that I could be any part of it at all. He's blowing me away with what he's doing. He really is. And I love to see that. That feeling is incomparable.
It's great to see. The best part about that is it's a really good, for lack of a better term, a rags to riches type story of you can come from nothing. Nothing is stopping you from just learning a new thing. In this case, technology and programming, but especially programming. It's like, oh, I'm not real good with computers. It's like, you don't have to be.
Yeah.
You just want to you just have to have the will to put in the effort, and you can just go from scratch and learn this stuff.
Yeah.
You don't have to go to college, for years to be a software engineer. It's like, I want to learn this. I'm going to type into Google, like, learn this, and just find stuff and learn it outside of any educational structure.
Step one, and this is something that seems like it should be intuitive, and in my experience is not. You're not gonna break it. All tech support, all troubleshooting, all programming, all computer stuff in general. Number one is remember you're not gonna break it. It is short of spraying salt water into the box. You're not going to do anything that physically damages things or ruin things forever.
Just about. Intel can say otherwise.
Yeah, well.
You know about that CPU thing, right?
Yeah.
And the burnt. Yeah, okay.
Even then, that's a degradation of performance.
No, it's burning out the cores, and they're permanently fused, and your CPU just gets worse because of software.
Like I said, degradation of performance. That's not bricking your computer immediately.
I can't. But that's not on you. That's something they did in software. That you as a user aren't going to do stuff like that to it.
Right. You whatever you do, we can recover from. Can be recovered from. Go in and screw things up, because then you'll learn what not to do. And it's all repairable until it's public. And people are reverse tipping in Lana's channel and making billions and trillions of cafe dollars. And even then, I can go in and take away everyone's ill-gotten gains. I'm not above it.
We really need to write a management console for that database.
We do. There are a couple other things we need to add to that as well. After the little conversation that you and I had in private, I have related questions for you. Specifically, if I fix the big problem that you brought up with the approach, would you be reinvested, or are we moving forward? If I put the rudder back in the water and grab it firmly with both hands.
Yeah.
All right. I feel a little bit better about that then.
Yeah.
And then we'll figure out what to do about pirates.
Hey,
I love your
I
pitch.
started.
I love every bit of your pitch.
I started writing notes. I opened a new Obsidian Vault and I started making notes of all the stuff and just getting it down as best I could. So we have document and fleshing it out. Every time I have an idea, I'm like adding to that, and we're gonna. It's scattered, and there's a lot of different things as I tried to explain to you. But I think of all those ideas,
we can make a cohesive thing out of them if you have them all documented.
What would you say about potentially not quite make one to throw away, not quite fart hotel, but we should practice some of those things on a not important idea? What would you say about digging out Alchematic? Because that a lot of those core mechanics, we can use that as a test bed for idling and slotting and like just digging that out and fixing some of that up.
I'm good for that. I'm also good for if there are parts of it. Because remember, our discussion about this originally spawned from you saying that concept was what I had pitched to you to do with Streamship. Or some part of it, at least.
Well, I think that was more you wanted to pivot Streamship from the overlay thing into like a standalone.
No, I want to keep it as the overlay. I just want to. I don't want to say tack on. I want to extend it to include the Star Traders mechanic. Trade Wars, whatever it is. I still want the micro of ship management, but I want some mechanism to allow for a macro of Trade Wars with the ships. But it still runs as an overlay.
Bring it full circle and have one combined economy back end, and that's what you're selling the stuff to in Interscrapper. That's where the supplies come from. You go to missions supply scrap to influence the economy on other games.
Oh man.
The Hergel combined space universe.
Oh man. Why do I like that idea so much? It sounds like the biggest pain in the neck, but it sounds so good at the same time.
Okay, hear me out here. We have some global economy that all the games feed into. We can find whatever type of game you like. If you like playing the Among Us Scrapper, puzzle game thing and the mini games, you want to go do that, go play Interstellar Scrapper. If you want to play Trade Wars type game where you're playing the market, go run the thing over there. If you just want to have stream elements to put on your stream to passively do stuff and have your chat control your missions as while you're streaming, the loot from that, you're selling it to people on that back end, but it's all influenced the same like economy and events and stuff. However you want to take part, what type of game you want to play, we take cafe, throw a different asset pack, and you're no longer a cozy seaside cafe. You're in like the mess hall, or you're trying to make, on-demand repair parts. Oh, I need a flux combobulator, and you're like, okay, I can. You're going to jury rig this adapter and this thing. Okay, there's your power converter. Go.
Yeah.
You've got your tech shop and you got stuff come in. It's like, oh, I need 4 flux capacitors and a battery. What can you do for me? And you've got scrap parts that are coming in from your scrap missions. We will find you the type of game you like and feed them into our ecosystem.
I am so sold on this concept. I
Do you
really
know why
am.
I know? Because of SimCity 2000. Skirk. SimCity Urban something kit. I don't remember.
Yeah.
They had a development kit that you could make. It was basically a city editor, but it also added metadata to your cities that lets you play them between games.
Oh, man.
I could take a SimCity 2000 game and open it in SimCopter and fly around. And when the same events that would have like, oh, a building caught fire over there, like, hope you got your fire department, it would use those same type of data and a building would catch fire. And I'd have to go get my water helicopter and go put it out.
Yeah.
Or there'd be a police event and I go pick up the police helicopter and chase after things. If a building burned down, it saved it to that game. And if I opened it in SimCity 2000 again, that data was still there.
Yeah.
Oh, and then there was the sim driving game too. You could drive around in the vehicles in the city you made. Whatever dumb street patterns you could drive around between the buildings.
Yeah.
That was a formative moment in how I think and how things expand and connect. And that's why it's like, yes, you're seeing one aspect, like, because you played a game, it's like looking at something at a 2D plane. You see this, and it's like, okay, you want to connect. It's like, okay, pull back now, look at it in 3D and rotate it. You're like,
yeah.
Have your Fez moment. Like, you're seeing this and that's all it is. But what if, oh, there's a whole different view. When I look at these things and I can see how, you make it hyper.
Yeah.
Just like, no, that's how I can quickly take all these ideas. And it's like, this isn't even just 2D. This is not even 3D. Like, I can easily take and expand this in all these different ways and I get these two mesh together.
Yeah.
That's just how I think. That's how I develop.
So many gorgeous connections that are possible there and so many things it can branch out into, man.
And we're in the age where someone like Jackson can go from that to this in that short a period of time. If you want something to exist, you can just manifest it with a little bit of energy and make it. Software is amazing.
Yeah, no, 100% it is. 100% it is.
I just wish he had a little bit more confidence and streamed more of his progress.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because it is really fascinating to watch and people like it. And it,
And they do. They do. I do. I keep telling him, do a dev stream. Label it up front. Tell people if you're coming for bad music, fuck out of here with that. We're not doing it. I'm going to be typing. But do a dedicated dev stream. I would love to see that. I would love to see that. Speaking of which, I need to do a dev stream soon. We need more projects we're allowed to do out in public.
Yeah, that's... I was talking to a person. I was talking about job stuff and like, what do you do on Twitch? And I said, oh yeah, I was saying earlier, like, explaining Twitch and like what play, these days I mainly stream games, but I was streaming more development stuff.
Yeah.
The stuff I'm working on, I can't show because it's like contract work or other stuff where it's like, I can't really show it off as I'm doing it.
Yeah.
But like, I really want to get back doing like, when I'm dicking around and updating that letter game to tie into my chat bot, which I ended up scrapping because it didn't. I was having a double rendering problem and it kept disconnecting every time the word changed. It would re-render and React would cascade and get too many renders and re-render the whole object, including the thing that had the WebSockets connection, and it would reload twice and generate two words, and it would change the word and it would lose sync from the chat bot. And I'm like, I can fix this, but I have to completely re-architecture. So I just deleted it all.
Yeah. Understand.
But that's why I like streaming the stuff that is used on my stream. Because I can show you that because it's used on my stream.
Right. It's right out there in public in the first place, so.
Yeah.
I still need to do that. I still want to write a Sudoku for my stream. I'm going to do it. At some point. I'm going to take a day when I don't have anything else going on. And I'm going to just sit and write it in one day. Just because I want to. So I can.
I need to make a to-do list.
Yeah.
And there's dumb little things I would love to add to my stream overlay. Just to write if I could.
Yeah.
Like I wrote that timer thing. Just because.
Yeah.
If I wanted a good timer, I would have just used a timer. I wanted to do it because I wanted a certain way. I wanted the timer control the way I do. Oh, the timer is another thing that it fires off to the text to speech. At 5 minutes till, it says, hey, early warning.
Yeah.
Like, hey, timer's up. that's something that can feed back into that. It's not connected. And if the text to speech is dead, the timer still goes off. It's just not, you know. Bleh.
I do miss your dev streams. I love watching your game streams too, but I do miss your dev streams. Y'all are following Fuzzy, right?
Uh-oh.
Like, if you enjoy any of what you see here, go give a follow to my you're on the side that you're not. Go give a follow to my man over here. Go shower some love on him. Go hang out for his game streams. Go wait patiently for his dev streams to come back. I watch him every time I get a chance. Goodness knows he's better at streaming than I am. Just in general.
And I'm not even that good.
I don't know about that. I'd say you're pretty good at it, in my ever so humble opinion. But what do I know? Anyway, we are just about at time. I think we're going to wrap it up here presently. Thank you all for coming and hanging out today. We appreciate you. Keep an eye out. Like I said, I'll be back on Friday doing the music thing. I'm going to try and do some kind of dev stream over the weekend. I haven't quite decided what yet. Who are we going to go shower some love on today? Who's doing what? Let me see. Who's live? Anybody good? You want to hijack my raid today since I stole yours last night?
Nah.
Let's go. We can go crash in on Ice. Ice is playing. Ice is playing Echoes. Ice is working on speedrun route for Echoes. They're already routing. So we're going to go give a nice, juicy shout-out to my dear friend Ice Blue. Let me try that again. And spell it correctly this time. Cancel that one. Yeah, let me...
What? Just use the raid picker, damn it. There's a button on your dashboard. There's a whole UI for this.
Yes, but there's also a command here already ready already. Anyway, we appreciate you so very much. Thank you for hanging out with us. This has been another Blue House Bull session. We will see you before next Wednesday, but if we don't be here next Wednesday, Campy DK will be joining us. Until then, have a good time. Bye.